Hello nerds, Kelly Renee Miller here. You may not recognize the background, even if you recognize the hat, because today is Sidekick Saturday, and I'm here with Miss MD Divine, whom I know as Michelle
LaBelle.
Michelle LaBelle, indeed.
Hey, y'all.
So Michelle does some wonderful, amazing things, including a podcast.
Yes.
And several live performances.
Yes.
And then she recently won So You Think You Can Cosplay for playing what character, Miss Michelle?
Harley Quinn. You can call me Harley, everyone does. Yes, that was great fun participating. A lot of talent in that. I was really, just blown away by not only the fact that you had people show up in costume and, come up with these very clever acts. There was some really clever stuff that people did. There was one girl who had a hula hoop act as, like, a cross-gender bent, whatever, Deadpool, and she just nailed it. Just a level of coordination that was incredibly athletic and astonishing. But my whole thing about it is I'm grateful that we live in a time and in an era where people can dress up as a character and go on a stage and express themselves artistically, whether it's singing, whether it's dancing, whether it's look at this thing that I crafted by hand, this amazing costume of this character that I just love. It's all artistic expression, that people have somewhere to do this. Geek Meet, Fullerton, Slide Bar, get on it. Or Cub Cosplay, get on it. Or Geek Meet, get on it.
I have to get on Geek Meet for sure.
Yeah. And Geek Meet is like an all-day thing. Geek Meet is like noon. We having brunch and mimosas and playing Cards Against Humanity and like Mortal Kombat tournaments and going hard all into the afternoon, geeking out, Battle of the Bands, and then like cosplay contests and like DJ Galactic Ray and just like awesomeness, vendors. Like there's just like a whole day of geekdom. Like imagine every greatest after party and like daytime event like outside of like a Comic-Con experience. This is Geek Meet, and you get it like once a month. It's awesome. And then like think of every great like nighttime after party. Club Cosplay, bam, you get that like
Club Cosplay travels, doesn't it?
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
They just took it like to Denver. Now it's like in Colorado, so it's like just made it out of California to another state. Yeah, they're like taking over. We're gonna go global. It's awesome.
Damn right.
Yeah, and then like Geek Pride. Oh snap!
There we go.
If you are an LGBTQ individual and you also happen to be a geek, we got something for you too. And guess what? It's not just limited to the LGBTQ crowd. It's inclusive to like anybody who happen to be a geek. Get in on it. It's like kind of a sexier club cosplay. We get a little more naked. We're a little more risque with what we talk about. But it's all geek related, So like if you're a fan and, like maybe you don't have like the entire life savings that you need to go to San Diego Comic-Con, you could still get like the post Comic-Con experience at all of these like really kick-ass events. And, like, everybody that goes is super chill, like, most people are, like, it's really welcoming, it's really inclusive, it's, like, people are super friendly, I'm always meeting new people and making new friends, and, like, we're all fans, we all have something in common, and that's that we're all really super passionate about something geeky, get it on it. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was going to say more words, but tired. I'm still going to say more words, just going to take me longer to get there. But in the meantime, let me just say, if you are a fan of Michelle, you can go and like her Facebook fan page, Michelle LaBelle. Right? You just Michelle LaBelle?
With a capital B.
Yes.
And LaBelle.
LaBelle, as in the beauty, because she's So beautiful. Oh, now I remember. You mentioned that you do a podcast. Would you like to tell the lovely people more about that podcast that you do?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would absolutely love to tell the people about the podcast. So it's called Inside the Ladies' Room, and it is myself and the ever lovely Sonia Samantha Saturday, who is a fantastic comic book artist, and apparently her and I are humorists. As told by...
Stop it, you're like the most boring person I've met ever.
Apparently that's what we were... I did not give us that title, somebody else did. I just thought it was funny. So we do a podcast called Inside the Ladies' Room for Trans Global Magazine, which is run by the most amazing Venus Lux. And I have to say it that way. It's just
with a name like that, you have to say it that way.
Venus Lux. Yeah, so...
You can't say it any other way.
Thanks, Venus Lux, for letting me have a podcast on your internet channel. It's awesome. With my best friend and roommate, Sonia. Venus Lux. And so we basically... Okay, so it's a queer, feminist, geek, opinion, point of view show where we talk about, like, things that are relative to the queer community, but then also, like, things that piss us off. Or, like, it's just, the point is that it's really raw, it's really candid, it's, like, the only thing that's, like, you know, female about it is that the hosts are female. But we are, like, super, we go hard. And we talk about Star Wars every episode.
How many episodes are there now? Are you past 7 episodes? Because Star Wars isn't there. I'm just kidding.
No, I know for sure, like, edited in the bag, like, ready to air, there's at least, I want to say, like, 4. Ooh. We haven't been doing it for that long. So, like, that to me is, like, a reasonable amount. And, like, every single one we've talked about Star Wars. Like, totally, we weren't planning on it, but it just comes up. And it's interesting because, like, we're casual fans. We're not, like, super fans of the Star Wars. So it's just funny that it comes up the way that it does. Mm-hmm. But we have guests.
It's pervasive.
It is pervasive.
In a good way to me. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's Star Wars. Like, how much can you hate it? Mm-hmm. You know? I mean, like... Awesome. Even like the shitty ones that we don't like to talk about still gave us awesome things like Darth Maul and the double-sided lightsaber. I know you thought I was going somewhere else with that. Yeah, Ray Park. So check it out. You can Google it, Inside the Ladies' Room, or go Trans Global Magazine, and it's on. There's 2 episodes I know of so far on SoundCloud, but there are many more coming. They've been recorded and edited, and we're just waiting for them to upload them, the fuckers. But it's totally coming. They're not fuckers. Venus Lux. That's my plug for that.
Awesome. Is there anything else you like? Oh, you mentioned superfans. I'm just a little bit slow. Don't worry. You mentioned, what are you a super fan of? What would you say that you're a super fan of, if besides perhaps Harley Quinn?
Besides Harley Quinn, who's like my homegirl, love her, that's my jam. Besides that, I am most certainly a super fan of James Bond. It's kind of like, it's always been.
See the Monopoly game in the background.
Ultimate James Bond Monopoly Collector's Edition. There's some collectible card decks over here in this corner. There's some James Bond encyclopedias down here. See, I ain't fucking around with my geekness. I'm serious.
Yeah.
There's all of the James Bond right here. All of them. Even the not official one, Never Say Never Again. Even I have even that. That's how you know I'm a real fan. But even the non-canon shit. Yeah. Plus, I have 8 James Bond posters, which obviously I'm not gonna pull out right now. But yeah, no, I'm a huge James Bond fan. I love it. I love Daniel Craig. Obviously, number one favorite Bond all time. Sean Connery. Duh. If you don't say Sean Connery, like, you clearly do not understand Bond. Like, you need to stop, rewatch all the films, reevaluate your life and your choices. Get on it. Sean Connery, number one Bond all day, every day. And then, like, of course, like, Daniel Craig. I call him Ripped and Ruthless.
Hey.
He's my Ripped and Ruthless. And then, also, like, Bond, like, I gotta, can we just love on the Bond women for a second? For my most, I wish she had more screen time, Bond lady, I'd have to say Caterina Murino in Casino Royale as Solange.
Yes.
She didn't even get to fuck Bond proper and she got killed. Like, that's just not right. Like, I'm used to the motif of, like, you have sex with James Bond and then you die. Like, that's every woman I feel like almost every woman in the James Bond universe.
But what a way to go.
I know. It's like, well, like, the last guy that you got to bang was James Bond. There's nowhere to go from there.
That's a happy suicide. Like, I'm ready to die, but James Bond is over. Let me tap that first.
Right. Like, you just got nowhere to go. That's like, you've reached the pinnacle, you've reached the peak. Like, you can, it's fine. It's fine that you died at this point in your life. It's totally fine.
You've lived all you can possibly live.
Yeah, like, there's nothing better than that. But, like, homegirl didn't even get to sleep with him proper. Still got killed. I'm resentful towards that. And she was just gorgeous in the pink dress. She just killed it. She was like, your place? Is it close? I was like, oh, it's right here in my pants. So, that's just how I feel about, the unsung Bond girls. Caterina Moreno, bring her back as another character, make her a ginger, bring her back as somebody else. You've done it before, you did it with that Asian chick, you can do it again. Oh, and the chick that played Octopussy, she was in 2 Bond movies. Let's bring back Caterina Moreno.
There you have it, the plea.
Let her get to fuck Bond, I'm just saying.
Alright, Miss Michelle, thank you so much for... Dropped you. There we go. Thanks so much for being on. I'm actually Michelle's sidekick on this Sidekick Saturday. Because she's just got so many awesome things going on. Everyone needs to know this beautiful, lovely, amazing stop hiding. Advocate and voice for equality in any sense of the word, and just authenticity of self. Yes.
Be you, boo-boo.
Yep. And whatever that means.
Whatever that is.
Literally. From this one. One of the, I think, only few people I've ever met that is genuine, just like, what were you saying in the car? I don't have to like you, agree with you, be around you, whatever, but if that is you, then... Then
that's you. Do you, like, nobody, don't expect people to just subscribe to what you subscribe to because you subscribe to it. Like, who the fuck are you? But, like, at the same time, like, whatever you believe, if that's real, if that resonates with you, then, like, that's your thing. And I don't have to like it, I don't have to agree with it, but as a human being, I will respect it. And I believe that we need to get back into the cycle of just respecting everybody. And it's not about being, like, PC, and it's not about being, like, I'm gonna walk on eggshells with everything I say. It's just about, like, treat other people like fucking human beings.
Word.
I don't know, what a concept. Treat everybody like they're valid and
That's crazy talk.
And it's not the same as, like, we're gonna give everybody a trophy, because it's not that, because it's
awards for participation have psychologically been proven to be detrimental, by the way.
Right. It's not about giving everybody a trophy for participating. It's treating everybody like you're a human being and you're here. And being honest with them and, like, what you did was great, or also, like, what you did was shit. And not being afraid to be truthful and honest, because I feel like we've gotten to a place where we're afraid to be truthful and honest because we're afraid of hurting each other's feelings. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we need to get back to that place where, like, if I'm hurting your feelings, sometimes it's because I'm giving you the truth and, like, it might hurt, but, like, I'm giving you the truth because I love you. Because if I didn't love you, I'd let you walk on stage looking like a drunk person like Britney Spears at the VMAs back in the days.
Yeah, and also, like, to that effect. Not just, I lost my thought, but that idea of like, that doesn't mean you can do like whatever you want. And if someone hurts your feelings or doesn't like what you're doing, that doesn't define you as a person or your worth, or even like, even that's usually going to be an opinion as well. So like that doesn't need to crush your entire world. That's something that you have the option to take into consideration, but also, if you are being shit, hear it and don't be shit.
Absolutely. I would say, like, number one most valuable quality as I've gotten older over time has definitely become emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence is being able to listen to what somebody else is saying, consider their point of view, see the validity where there is potential validity in the argument or whatever it is that they're saying, see what sounds like maybe just their opinion, and being able to disseminate between those two things and not get emotional about any of it regardless. That to me is like emotional intelligence, and I feel like that's what we should strive for, is being able to consider all opinions, find the value where there's value, and discard what doesn't have value and say to somebody's face like, that doesn't have value, but having like an actual educated opinion as to why it doesn't have value, just not being...
And saying that your opinion
it doesn't have value because I don't think it has value, because that sounds stupid,
right,
because I don't get it, because I'm dumb, whatever.
And saying that those things don't have value is not the same as saying that person doesn't have value, and that, I think, is one of the major confusions in communication today.
For sure. Communicate.
Don't butt hurt, and don't get butt hurt.
Right.
Alright. I think we shall close on that. Once again, Michelle LaBelle on the Facebook, and then it's for the magazine, your podcast. Transglobal magazine. I was going to say Pacific, and I was like, nope. Yes. No, Transglobal magazine, and it's called...
I myself am a gender fluid individual, and my co-host is a wonderful trans lady. And together we are an unstoppable force of queer awesomeness. And we're both bisexual. We exist, we're real. Bam, right there. I wear it on my sleeve. Bisexual.org. Educate yourself. We exist. I mean, like, yeah, we're still unicorns too. But we exist.
Alright. Keep it geeky, nerds. I will see you tomorrow for Super Hulak Sunday. And thanks again, Michelle. I love you so much. Alright, bye guys!